In knowing that we only have so many hours in a given day, and most of us would say we are strapped for time, leaving little opportunity to do anything for ourselves, I encourage you today to check yourself. And what do I mean by check yourself? Well, I hear all the time from my clients that there's not enough hours in a day for them to get everything done, and they're at the mercy of their loved ones, or maybe taking care of elderly parents, kids with sports and activities, let alone they have to work, but they are left with no time for themselves. I work all the time with my clients in time management, in avoiding distractions that pull us into areas that don't serve us. Welcome. I'm Tracy Hensel. I'm a certified professional coach and ICF credential holder. Yes, I help people just like you. Yeah, check yourself. And what do I mean by that? Well, here's a little tip, and this is something that I am really good at doing. I kind of call it dialing myself in. Dial it in, Tracy. Dial it in. That's exactly what I say to myself. When is the last time you said to yourself, dial it in, right? We may need to do that at times in more than one area. Today, what I want to challenge you to do is every time you see an article that you're tempted to click on, pause, ask yourself, is what I am about to read going to bring any value to my life or the lives of my loved ones? Do I need this for entertainment? Or maybe to wind down? And neither are wrong. Neither are wrong. We all need time to wind down, although some of what we read or watch doesn't exactly wind us down. If anything, it revs us up, causing anxiety. This is when you may want to tell yourself to dial it in. So every time you are triggered to read an article, ask yourself, is this going to bring value to my life? If not, am I reading it for entertainment purposes? Am I reading it for knowledge, which I would say knowledge would serve you? Am I reading it for pleasure, which would fall into the entertainment category, and we all need to do things that bring us pleasure? Or am I reading it to wind down? There's nothing wrong with reading to wind down. I'm not here to tell you there's anything wrong with reading whatever serves you. But I know for myself that is exactly what I say every time something pops up in front of me that sparks interest and I have some curiosity, which is natural to feel that way. I ask myself, does this bring value? Call out exactly why it is you are going to read that article, because it may persuade you not to read it, because you will find that putting your time towards something else, maybe yourself, something that serves you, may be in your best interest. And let's talk about clicking or tapping on links to watch something, whether it's a show or a movie or maybe a YouTube video. Whatever it is, it's the same principle. Ask yourself, is what I am about to watch going to bring value to my life? And then call out what that value is. If you are getting ready to travel someplace, chances are you're going to search what it is that you want to read or watch. Clearly, that is going to bring value to your life. Paul and I are getting ready to go on a trip later this month, and it's a place that neither one of us have ever been to. So I want to get a little bit of information about the area, the city, a little history, and other things that spark our interest. We also love to study restaurants and places to eat. So of course, this brings value, but we are searching out these articles and videos. It's different than the algorithm trying to pull us in. The algorithm is very smart because the algorithm knows exactly what it is that you're drawn to, and therefore it will fill up all of your feed with Clickbait, right? Clickbait. We all know what that is. And often it works. You're taking the bait, but is that bait serving you? I am inspired to share this video because over the last couple of days, there's something kind of big going on in the world, and it keeps popping up everywhere. And although I am curious to know, how did this happen? Why did this happen? What is happening? I have said, Tracy, dial it in. While you may be interested, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with wanting to know something that's going on in the world, but why? Why do you need to know this? Now, it's different if I'm in a professional industry where knowing what's going on in the world is going to be in my best interest because it is going to help me in that industry. But at the end of the day, I don't need to know everything going on in the world. And does it give you the ability to engage in conversation? Absolutely. I'll be the first to admit that if I am going to be around certain people that maybe I don't see often, I will get caught up to speed on things in their life. I may go to their Facebook page and scroll it to see what is going on. Or if I know one of the people, maybe it's a couple, has an interest in a certain area, I'm going to do my homework before I visit with them so that we can have good conversation, so I can ask about them. So that is value. That's bringing value. So understand what I'm talking about today is when it brings no value. So curiosity and just being interested in knowing, you have to ask yourself, is it really going to bring value? I could put this time somewhere else. Also, it could stir some anxiety, especially if it's in the evening. It makes sense to be curious. I'm a very curious creature, but I definitely am someone who has to dial it in. And this is also what shows up in video. I'll tell you right now, one of the biggest things that pop up in my algorithm is recipes. And I can climb down the recipe rabbit hole in no time because I absolutely love to cook and bake. I find value in it. But do I need to continue to get caught up or find new recipes when maybe I already have the whole month planned out? You know, I have a meal planning workshop, so my whole month is already planned out. It just doesn't serve my best interest at this time. So again, my challenge for you today is every time you see an article or you see a video, maybe it's a movie, maybe it's a show, if it's for entertainment and pleasure, by all means, if you have the time for that, right? Because a lot of times my clients will share with me they have no time and it's causing them stress. And we will always identify, is there something that you need to say no to so that you can say yes to you? Sometimes both are serving. So if I have a client who enjoys watching a show, maybe on Netflix with her husband, and they watch an episode or two every single night, but she can't achieve her goals, and that's the only thing that we can find to give her that opportunity of time, I can't tell her what to do, but I'm going to bring awareness around, if this is the only opportunity, can you do this while watching the show? Let's say it's get on a cardio machine. And often a client will come back and say, well, this is our quality time. That's very serving. You have to say no to something. Sometimes you're saying no to something that serves you over here and it serves you over here, but you can't have them both. If you're not willing to give that up as your entertainment and pleasure, then we're going to look at other areas of your life that maybe you can say no to so you can say yes to yourself. If you are like me, you probably have 16 hours in your wake window. Yes, I call it a wake window. It's essential to know what your wake window is. If you sleep in on the weekends and you catch up on sleep, your wake window may be shaved to 14 hours on Saturday and Sunday, so you're losing 2 hours. Well, what are you going to say no to that maybe you're saying yes to during the week? And that is why it's so important to be on top of this and be able to dial it in and say no to the things that don't serve you so you can say yes to you, yes to what serves you, yes to what serves your family, and not fall down the distraction rabbit hole. You have to set up parameters around those distractions. If what I'm sharing with you today resonates and you find yourself all the time clicking on that article and it does nothing for you but actually gives you anxiety, or it just, honestly, it's a waste of time, right? If this sounds like you, all the more reason you need to get your systems in order. Your systems need to be concrete with no elbow room for negotiating unless it's an absolute emergency. Coming up in just 4 weeks, I am hosting a masterclass on maximizing your productivity so you can avoid distractions. This masterclass runs for 4 weeks. There's 4 modules. The first module comes out Saturday, August 5th, so you have 1 month to get yourself registered. And then every single week, you will build on what I am teaching you throughout the month of August. This is perfect timing. If you have children, this will help you to get more structure and more organization and more organized in your systems and get a real solid blueprint laid out. The art of time blocking your day is so critical. If you find yourself not getting everything done that you desire, if you constantly say yes to distractions and other people's agenda, if you just want to optimize your systems that you're already working on and they're just needing some tweaking, this masterclass that runs 4 weeks is for you. There will be a link in the description box below this video where you can take a look at the course page. There's also a video to watch to get more information, but it could be the missing link for you to start out the fall season in a more optimized way. Don't forget, quarter 3, 3-week intense is just around the corner as well. That begins Tuesday, August 1st. 21 days of habit formation that will complement all of this. I also have a workshop on organizing tomorrow today, plan next week this week. You can get to that upon checkout. Get registered for the masterclass on time blocking, maximizing your productivity, and take a peek at the 3-week intense page. See if this sounds like something that would complement all the areas that you are working on. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you right back here on Friday. Take care.